Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you haven't been here before. I hope you enjoy this video and you find it helpful. And if you have enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up at the end of the video. I hope you follow it all the way through. So this video is going to be about granulating paints. I did a video previously for granulating paints which were schminke, and is up on it will be a link in my descriptions, or you'll find it up on popping up on the screen right now. So this video will be about these paints that I recently purchased, which are Daniel Smith, and I'm hoping the camera is going to focus for you so you can see it. Come on, camera, focus. Right, please, come on. Focus. Doesn't seem to want to focus. Oh, there we are. Daniel Smith watercolour paints, and I bought a phthalo blue. I have never had a phthalo blue before, and I wanted to have a go at this paint. So I thought, why not give myself a treat and buy a set of paints, and I bought 4 Daniel Smiths. The phthalo blue is not granulated paints because to be honest with you, I chose these paints without really knowing that they were granulated paints. I don't know why I didn't check, but when I looked at them, it did say that they're granulating paints, and I thought, wow, that's even better. So I'm going to show them to you. This one is Moon Glow, and I will show you how this one comes out. It is so pretty. So this is a Moon Glow, and it's not really focusing. Oh, here we are. Moon Glow is more like a purple colour, really deep. It's beautiful, and it's granulated paint, granulating paints. This one is Viridian Green, and I think this one is slight different shade. There are some different Viridian Greens apparently. So this one is granulating paint as well. And this one is titanium, buff titanium, which I have never used before and is new to me. I thought these colours will be great for birds and backgrounds, so that's why I purchased them. Right, so we're going to start doing this for you. So what I'm going to create, I created 4 separate sections, and I will put some more tape in between here. Let me get you a bit more to the right side so you can see the whole thing. Right, so I'm going to put a tape between the two so I can separate them a little bit better. And then when we get the tape out, it will look really nice. So I am doing this same workshop for a place soon. It's a gallery place, and they do workshops in my local town. So I offered, well not offered, but I applied to get involved, and I'm hoping going to be doing teaching some children how to paint with watercolours, which would be so exciting. I can't wait. I do have experience of working with children as I work at a school, secondary school, part-time. So I've been doing that for 9 years. And so watercolours is what I love doing. But I won't be teaching them how to use granulating paints, as I'm going to do the demo here. We'll be showing them just standard basic watercolour paints. Right, so for this video, I'm going to start wetting the paper. So I'm going to do different techniques, and this technique I'm going to show you first is going to be a mixing paints on the paper, which is a great technique to use. The next technique I'm going to use is salt, so adding salt to my paints. The next one will be cling film, so I'm going to use some cling film, and I will show you what I do with this to give it a lovely pattern, and it does. It is beautiful when it goes on the paper. It's really great. Once it dries up, then you lift it and you see a beautiful texture. And the last one we're going to use is bubble wrap to show you some different effects. Okay, so we could also use blooming. There's so many different effects that you can use in watercolors. So first one, I'm going to wet this paper. I'll move my plate a little bit more that way. So I'm going to wet the paper. I hope you can hear me okay. And the paper I'm using is cold press. This one is 25% cotton. I didn't want to use my 100% cotton because I don't have much left, and I'm doing other paintings with them. And for this demo, I thought this paper will be just right. It's not a problem, and I have done it already before, and it came out really well. So I'm waiting for that paper to rise a little bit, and when it does that, I know that this is well wet through, so I don't have to carry on. Okay, so now with this colour, I'm going to do some quinacridone pink. And I'm going to add that to the top. So I want a lot of paint in. It's very difficult to pronounce this. So it's quinacridone magenta. It's a beautiful pink colour. This one is Winsor Newton. So these are the professional paints of Winsor Newton. I don't know if you can focus. Yeah. Is focusing just about right. Okay, so that's the one I'm using in this corner. I'm adding a little bit more water because it's not spreading as well as I wish. So I'm going to cover it all the way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the two colours. I might even add 3 colours. So this is the paint here, and I'm lifting it because this paint was dry on my plate originally from previously being placed here, so it had dried. But if you add lots of water, you'll get a good you get to activate it again, is the word I want to say. So then I can add as much as I want in here, and I don't think this paint is spreading as well as it did last time. Don't know why. Maybe try again. Maybe I didn't put enough water, because last time I did put loads of water, but I don't want it to lift too much, otherwise we'd be here forever. So that's better. That's looking good. Okay, let me put the plate away so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm happy with that. Also have got a tissue here on the side to help me clean my brush if I have too much. And because I'm mixing a different colour now, I want to get rid of that pink, so I'm not contaminating my other paint that I got to activate on the plate. So I want this brush to be really clean. Sometimes it's quite difficult to get rid of the pink because it's quite a strong colour. Okay, right, so I'm going to activate the Moon Glow. It's utterly beautiful. It's like, I'll show you, it's like a purple colour. You can see it. Okay, it's very deep, very deep. So I'm going to put that at the bottom here, and my paper, it's dried. Oh, I don't know why it's dried. Maybe because I've got the heating on and it's not giving it enough time to wet. No, let's wet it a bit more. Let's wet this a bit more. It's crazy because last time it really worked really well. Oh, I'll get there in a minute. I'm sorry if you can hear some singing in the background, but I think my children are watching something on TV or in the bedrooms. I don't know what they're doing. I dare to ask. Right, okay. I say children, but one of them is an adult and the other one is a grown teenager. Okay, that's looking good actually. Now, I wanted to add yellow to this, but I didn't, so I don't know if I'm going to lift a little bit of the paint there, of that pink, because I want to add a bit of yellow and give it a nice effect. So what I've done is I dabbed it with the tissue to get rid of the pink, lift it. So I'm going to soften the edges here of that pink and the purple, so make it a water barrier in between, and I'm going to pick up that yellow. This one is actually Winsor Lemon, and I could have used another granulated paint, but I didn't. Anyway, here we go. So we're going to use the yellow just to make it a beautiful pattern. I must say the original ones I did, the effect was brilliant. It was really, really good, and I gave that demo to a lady that went to see for this workshop, and she was really impressed, which was good to see, and I was too. I mean, the effects were brilliant. So it's such a great idea for a background, if you do like heavy backgrounds, or even though this Moon Glow would be fantastic for like a dark, foggy background, but also make it light. It's great for stones, if you're painting stones as well. It would be nice, because I don't know if you can see what's happening to the paint, but it is separating. The granulating paint, and Moon Glow is separating. So I'm putting more on there because I want it to be dark in places. Right, okay, so we're going to let that dry now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use blue now for the next one. So for this one I'm going to add blue. So this one I'm going to just let it do its thing. I should really change the water, but I won't. That'll be fine. So I'm going to wet this one quite a bit, and I think we're going to use the phthalo blue. That phthalo blue I showed you is the one I'm going to do now is a green shade phthalo blue, Daniel Smith. This one is not granulated paints. It would be good to do granulated paints with salt as well. I think I've done that before in the video bit that I've done previously, so if you wanted to have a look at that video, I did use salt in the granulating paints, and that was the shrink kit. There were different colours as well. Anyway, okay, that's pretty wet, I would say. I'm really wetting it really well this time. Okay. Right, I'm going to use the phthalo blue. It's a very rich colour. Oh, look at that. That's working how I want it. So my paper is not puddling, but it is very shiny. So that's spreading really, really nice. And I could add another colour if I wanted to make a really beautiful effect. Tell you what, I will add another colour. I'm leaving little gaps just to make it a bit more interesting. You can see how that is spreading. That's a great effect to do for like a kingfisher, if you're painting a kingfisher, a bluebird, and you want to make wispy feathers in between the feathers or on the edges. That's a good effect to do. Okay, I'm going to use what colour shall I use? Then we're going to use Winsor violet. I think Winsor violet would be nice. So we're going to spread that around there. And that is spreading beautifully. Okay, I think that was the issue before. I hadn't wet the paper properly, which is a shame really, because that was meant to be a great effect, but it didn't work out. Never mind. Okay, right. I was making too many puddles here now, so it's a bit of a pain that I've done that, but I can lift that. If I just wipe the brush on the tissue and then just put my brush on here, and it will just lift that, and wipe it on the tissue and it will just lift it. So you're using your brush like a soaking sponge in a way, so it soaks up the water. I want that brush clean. And I want a bit more paint, and at the moment is the two are spreading. That's beautiful effects. I'm actually going to make it spread a bit more. I'm going to bring it out a bit more in places. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. We put a thick consistency of paint, and you watch how that spreads. It is so pretty. So pretty. I love it. I'm not just dabbing the brush in here. In fact, I'm using the big brush, which I shouldn't have, because I had a smaller brush for this, but never mind. I got carried away and then lost what I was doing. But it's okay, because I'm only using the tip, so that's fine. Okay, look at that. Look at that spikiness. It's coming up. Oh, very pretty. I might put a little bit more blue up here as well to make it go a bit further. And also, when you're using salt, it's a good idea to make your base colour before you put the salt as dark as possible, and then you get that wonderful effect of the salt absorbing that thick paint, but still not so much so it doesn't make it too light, but it gives it more texture to the paper. It just gives it more, I don't decide the texture, yeah, the effect that you get on the paper is brilliant. I'm sorry, I lose my words sometimes. It's part of my age, I'm sure. Right, okay, so I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit, and I could do with my water changing my water to do the next one. But before I do the next one, I will show you also how I prepare the cling film. Okay, my brush is quite clean. Surprisingly, the water is not clean. So I'm going to go and change this and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back and I'm going to put the salt on this section here. So I've got the salt in my hands now and I'm going to spread it. I had to wait for it to dry just a little bit because it was very soaking wet. I want it a lot in one section, and some sections I put a fair bit so it absorbs the paint there more. You can also use thick salt for this as well. It does give a good effect. Okay, that's probably enough. Right, so we're going to let that dry and then I will show you. But in the meantime, I'm going to give you a demo how to get this cling film, give it a good effect to use for the go over the paint. Okay, there we go. So what I do is I get a square bit of cling film and then I put the pencil in the middle and I twist and twist and twist and twist and keep on pressing down and twist and twist. Then I'm going to help it to spiral. So I want a spiral effect, and it will do that if you keep on spinning it. Okay, that's gone all twirled. So I'm going to separate it a little bit. And I want to help it to look like a spirally effect. And that stays in the pen, and then you take that out very gently because you don't want to lose that shape. Because I don't want to lose that in the middle. So I just want this little spirally bits to look really good on the paper, and I want it all crinkly, and we'll put that on the paper when we're ready. Okay, so now in this one we're going to do the cling film. So I'm going to wet the paper again, and I've got clean water now. So I'll wet the paper. We're going to add the paints first. And you can see on this one already the salt is working really beautifully. So you can see the effect that it's creating. Quite pleased with that. It's worked really well. And remember, those ones were not granulating paints, but this one we're going to use, it is going to be so I think that's wet enough now. So what I want to apply here, I'm going to apply again the Moon Glow on the top. I needed to put more water. Let's put some more water. Okay, just let that absorb in the paper a little bit because I just added a lot of water, and I'm going to go at the top bit that I hadn't put much water there. and add a bit more of that moon glow. So it's good to prepare the cling film beforehand, because you want to apply that on top of the paint when it's wet, and then you let it dry completely before you lift it, and then you get that beautiful effect. So I think I'm going to add 3 colours to this. You can see the pink showing on the edge, is beautiful. Okay, so I think at the bottom here I'm going to add burnt sienna. Oh, that's quite puddly there. Hang on a minute. I want to lift that a little bit because it's puddled there. I don't want that puddling. Okay, let's try again. So this is burnt sienna, and this is Winsor Newton as well. The paints I normally use are Winsor Newton professional paints. I find them fantastic, but I thought I'd try Daniel Smith because I know they are very good. I have seen many artists use them, and I wanted to try them because they're quite vivid colours. Okay, so we got the burnt sienna in the middle, and I'm thinking what colour to use in the centre, and I think I might go for the phthalo blue. Again, I do love that colour, it's so bright, it's amazing. Okay, so be a bit creative with it. Then on either side of them I'm going to use yellow, the Winsor lemon. That's going to make it quite green now. Oh, that's gone a bit green because I had the blue in my brush, but that's fine, no worries. So we call it green. So I still had blue in my brush when I didn't clean it enough, and I went to pick up the paint and it went green. So let's clean my brush, and now I'm going to pick up the yellow and put that yellow on that little gap there that I can see. It's trying to go green again, but not quite. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So now I'm going to put the paper. Actually, I want a little bit more of the moon glow up here, because I mean that's really light and I want it darker. A bit more concentration on there. A richer tone. Okay, right, let's put that cling film. So remember I shaped this beforehand, so I'm going to pop it in the middle, and then I'm going to help it to go around in a shape. Doesn't matter if you don't cover the whole paper, it's not a big deal. I can already see the effects that's creating. Looks really good. The one I did before did do a wonderful effect, and I will show you on this video what it looked like. Okay, I'm leaving that to dry completely. Now for this one we're going to do, which I'm going to slide you over, so for this one I'm going to do the bubble wrap. I don't know if you tried the bubble wrap before, it's quite a good effect. Got the bubble wrap ready, so I'm going to wet this paper now. I have changed my water, and And I think last time I used a pink, I'm going to use lilac. I think, what am I doing? I've got to wet the paper first. I just picked up the paint instead. Silly me. Right, let's wet the paper and try a bit faster. Okay, that's pretty good. Just going to let that dry a little bit. Just a bit. Get some paper ready. Okay, that's soaking into the paper really nice. So we're going to use the lilac, Winsor violet. I'm going to add that everywhere. Oh, look at that. I do love that Winsor violet. It's so pretty. And when it does this, it just, every time it gets me. I could add another paint. Don't see why not. The other one I haven't tried yet is the titanium and the Viridian green. So let's try the Viridian green. Viridian green is quite yellowy, no sorry, quite blue I mean to say. This one is quite bluey green. I've got to activate it on the plate because I haven't done that yet. So bear with me for a second. So I'm going to put it in here. This one is granulating as well. Very pretty. A lot of artists do use Viridian green, and you can mix them as well with other paints and look really good, apparently. So, okay, let's get a bit more, make it a bit deeper in here. And they do say that granulating paints work better if you add lots of water. Okay, I want more green. Make it deeper in places so we get a nice effect with the bubble wrap. Actually, it looks it goes okay with the purple when it mixes up with it. Sorry, the Winsor violet. For some reason, it goes more blue, as you know. So mixing it, the two as they combine together, mixing on the paper, becomes quite blue. Those edges. Okay, that's pretty good. I quite like that. And the titanium white, I never used that. The buff titanium. We could use it. Let's try a little bit of it. So I'm going to use the buff titanium. It's like a cream colour. What's come out lots. I'm going to add it in the middle there, see what happens. Oh, look at that. That's strange. So I'm picking up from the tube and I'm applying it in the paper, spreading it on the paper. got quite a bit on the lid, so I'm going to try and scoop that up and pop it on the paper and see what happens. It's very in the titanium, the buff titanium. Let me have a look a minute at this. It's semi-transparent, so it's not transparent, well, not completely transparent. The phthalo blue was transparent, and the Viridian green is transparent too, and the moon glow is transparent. So this is the one that is semi-transparent. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly put the bubble wrap on there, and I'm going to put the bubbles, the actual bubble bead, facing down, and I'm going to pop it on top and press it down and let it dry. Okay, and I'm going to let everything dry now and come back in a minute. And now what I've done is I have removed the salt on this paper, and it's still drying, still not quite dried completely, but it feels pretty much dry. So this one you can see the effects. I'm going to get you to have a look at it so you can go a little bit closer and get you to have a look. Really zooming in so you can see the effect that's made on the paper, the mixing of the granulating paints with the normal paints, basic watercolours. So you can see the effects. I could mix more, I could mix them on top of each other if I wanted to. It depends what colours I'm using, because you can end up mixing and changing the colour completely, or just being very careful not to do that, obviously. So this one is the blue colour, so I'm just going to get you to focus on that. And this one is the blue, phthalo blue, and the Winsor violet that I mixed, and then I put the salt, and this is the effect that you get. It's really, really good. I love the effect, it's brilliant. So now we're going to go into the next one, the next two effects, and let's have a look at them. So now I'm going to reveal the cling film and pick it up, and very gently so it's not rubbing, and you can see that effect. Isn't that great? So the moon glow has come out really well. So let's see if it focuses on there, on the whole lot. I wanted to focus on the whole lot. So the moon glow is really, really good. And you can see the patterns that is created. It has created some hard edges. Lots of hard edges on here. It's a great effects. You can do these effects on leaves, and in if you're making bushes and things like that, and mix it. It does create that lovely effect. So I'm going to show you the next one. Let's move you along a bit. And I'm going to pick up the bubble wrap, very gently pick it up, and you can see the bubble wrap, what's happened to that. That's a really good effect as well. It has created some hard edges there as well too, so you can see the hard edges. I like the effect here. That's really good how it's separated that. And there's still a bit of dark green here. It's not completely dried, but that's quite good if you're doing a lizard, for example, something like that. That's a good effect as well to use. It's an easy one to use. So there you go. So these are all the ones that we've done today on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll just quickly show you the one that I did the other day. So this is the one I did the other day, and you can see how well that mixed together. Is it going to focus? Yeah. So that one was the Moon Glow with a yellow. I used Opera Rose and Phthalo Blue here, and that was a beautiful effect that I created. This one is the one I did with the salt. So is the Phthalo Blue, the Winsor Violet, and the burnt sienna, and that came out really well as well. And this is the other effect that I created with the cling film, and it's the Winsor Violet, the Opera Rose, the Winsor Lemon, and I also added a bit of burnt sienna here at the bottom in places around as well. So that effect was brilliant. It looks like a sky or a galaxy. It's really good. And then this is the one I use for the bubble wrap. So this one is the Opera Rose as well that I applied on this painting. So there you go. So it's beautiful effects, and it's for you to try. So have a go at these. They are easy to do. All you need is bubble wrap, cling film, and salt. And you can also use other things, which I will make some more videos. If you do enjoy these videos, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, which helps to push these videos out to more viewers, and it helps my channel. So I hope I'll see you again soon, and give this a go if you like, and if you have any more ideas, please pop it on the comments. I would love to hear about them, and let's see you again soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.